I wonder if majority of people are with the wrong person, whether it be marriage or relationships. I constantly wonder if people are truly in love or just settled for someone they click with. It just seems easy for everyone. Sometimes I wonder if my expectations of love are too high. It feels finding any compatibility is rare. Is anyone else holding out for their soulmate? I am in a relationship, but before this I thought that if I'll be in one I'll be completely happy. But now I can't say that I am at my happiest.
There's no single, right, person.
I'm struggling with this as well. Do I settle for someone who is nice to me, good job, wants a family and we get along decently? Or do I hold out for someone I can laugh with and be silly and passionate with? It's hard when you've had those type of soulmate connections before but they didn't work out for whatever reason and all you want to do is find another one like it.
I agree, if you can stay attracted, have love, and be happy then you're doing pretty good.
I don't know what age you are but even at my young age, 24F, I feel like I can't feel the same kind of passion I did when I was younger. I think part of it has to do with having to be realistic about things when you become an independent adult. Passion isn't gonna pay my rent or take care of kids. I need someone reliable, intelligent, productive and kind to live the type of future I want. Sure, past relationships may have seemed more passionate than my current one but now I feel a different type of love. A safe and consistent love. Not a chaotic unstable one like before. This sense of stability brings me feel like while you shouldn't settle for less than you deserve, you shouldn't keep thinking that grass is always greener because it's not.
Realistically, people have more than one match out there. That's why marriage is a commitment. You're saying, I choose you. No person or relationship will be perfect, but what matters is finding someone with similar values, life goals, that you have fun with and feel supported by. People make being married out to be dancing in the kitchen, breakfast in bed, etc., and it's not. It's a life partner that's with you through the highs and lows.
Life is tough. Some people just want someone good that brightens their days. I don't consider my boyfriend a soulmate or someone perfect, but I don't have a single day that I regret getting into a relationship with him.
There's no right one. You find one and make that relationship the right one.
There's no such thing as a single soulmate. Much of maturing as an adult has to do with the fact that when we're younger, we have ideals about dating and love that are about as valid as Santa Claus. Thus, when we're young adults, we are unrealistic in our expectations. We make small matters a big deal and we make small matters out of actual big, not that everyone else has it wrong. It's not about that. It's about reality. There is no single human being that will meet all of your preferences. When you have a partner, think of them as a spoonful of soup. There are things you love in that soup and things you don't care for very much, but it all comes in that spoonful and you taste it all. There are no custom, also a fallacy that you're seeing it, so easy, for everyone else. I believe this just means you're aching for love and you're doing that thing we do when we're buying a new car and see that car everywhere on the road.
Yeah, I'm all about this.
Something I realized is that the right person for you is usually someone who loves the out. I can't choose that. You can't make someone fall for you. You can't find that out on a dating more valuable than gold. My current partner adores me more than anyone I've ever met. And it's true because he shows it by loving my good side and my bad side. He loves and tolerates all of me and is happy to do not hard to love you. Oh, but he has credit card debt. Oh, but he makes less than 20 an hour. Oh, but he listen. If you guys can agree on a future and get on the same page about what it takes to get there, then chase that love and cherish. Leave someone over something they can change. I held on to guys because they didn't love me, but my mom says I should dump a guy who wants to give me the moon because he has a maxed out credit card. If someone truly loves you, they will do everything to stay in your life. And I would do all the same for him.
This is why people end up cheating.
There is no right person. You find someone who loves you for you, who puts up with your and flaws. The same as you put up with theirs. I have been married twice. The first marriage was 8 years of loveless going through the motions. He was in love with the idea of me. We were co-workers, and he had a crush on me for years before we got together. I wasn't in reality what he thought I should be based on what he had pictured in his head. He thought I would eventually turn into the person he wanted me to be. I didn't. My marriage now is going on 5 years. We truly love each other, don't get me wrong. We have our disagreements, but at the end of the day when he comes home from work and hugs me like he hasn't seen me in years and sniffs me. Yes, we smell each other. We laugh together and at each other. We don't get butt hurt, making fun of each other. That's what it's all about. No one is perfect, and everyone settles to an extent. It's about finding your person. And being lucky enough that that person loves you the same as you love them.
The concept of a perfect match or soulmate is unrealistic and feeds the unhealthy expectation that the world will provide you with what you want. The reality is you have to earn it. Happily ever after is not by chance, but by choice. It's not about finding your millionth match and winning the romance lottery. It's about finding someone who checks enough of your boxes and nurturing that relationship. The grass isn't greener on the other side, it's greener where someone has taken the time to water it and care for it.
The word settle is so degrading to you and the person you are with. People say they settled for their boyfriend, so that means you gave up on yourself to be with someone that you can have. If your viewpoint is to settle, then don't bother because that person doesn't need to be held back by your negative outlook on them. How would you feel if someone said they had settled for you? You don't settle, you love. If all people want is a significant other and they settle, that means you have betrayed yourself and the person you're with. You are saying, I could have so much more, and you aren't that, but since I have you then I should just stay with the fear that I won't get what I want. It's a load of BS. I'm saying you as the community who settles, not the op. Be in relationships that mean something to you. Don't think of it as settling. Think of it as this person is the person you want in your life. There is not the one, ever. You find the one, or soulmate, by fighting for the relationship and growing with each other even through the hard times. Now there are people who just shouldn't be married or together. That's right. However, the inverse is that these people you are viewing and criticizing are happy together. They work, they love and embrace each other's inequalities. If you truly think this person you are with isn't the right one, and you fantasize and think about missing out on the one in this relationship, then break up and let them go. You won't always be happy in a relationship. It is your job and their job to get through the rough patches that help you two grow together as persons and as a relationship.
No, don't do that. I settled for someone for 25 years because I thought no one else would have me. Looks like I was right, but I ended it because I honestly couldn't stand it anymore. I actually ended up being disgusted by him. Should have listened to what my body was telling me years ago.
Agree, there are a bunch of, possibly right enough, people out there, I think. The more you date, the more differences you'll see in people. There's nothing wrong with having high standards, but compatibility maxes out around 70%, I think, and so does Dan Savage. If you're looking for 90% compatibility, your odds are low. But if you're happy doing your own thing in the meantime, by all means keep looking for that. At the end of the day, you'll most likely have to compromise somewhere. Long-term relationships of any level of compatibility still take a ton of work. It's just whether you want to put in the work with them or not.
Don't settle. If you don't want to end up alone, you do you, girl. I personally feel like settling for the wrong person for the rest of your life is far worse than being alone for the rest of your is huge for me, and being able to be silly. There are plenty of nice people with decent jobs. If you're going to hitch yourself to him, you better have far better reasons than the ones listed to for grammar.
I get more attached to people I can't have lol.
Building on this, if your idea of a successful relationship is two people loving each other all the time, you are almost certainly doomed to fail. Love comes and goes and changes over time. Two people basing their relationship on loving each other are in for a rocky road once the honeymoon period is. It is far better to find someone who shares the same values that you do, and who lives up to those values. Because when someone lives up to your values, you respect them. And that respect doesn't ebb and flow the way love does.